Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this short video, I am going to answer why Salesforce has enforced governor limits. Firstly, what are governor limits? These are the limits Salesforce has enforced on almost everything, like the number of records that you can query, the number of queries you can do in a transaction, the number of DMLs that you can do in a transaction, etc. Not just that, there are other limits like number of objects that you can create in your organization, number of fields that you can create in an object, etc. etc. Basically, there is a limit to almost everything in Salesforce. There are certain limits which you can extend by contacting Salesforce, by paying more, or some are tied to your licenses, the number of licenses that you have. So by buying more licenses, you can increase those limits. These are categorized as soft limits, and there are certain other hard limits which you cannot basically extend or increase even if you want to pay more. Salesforce doesn't really increase that. Those are called hard limits. So these are collectively called governor limits. Now the burning question is why Salesforce has enforced these limits. Why can't we, go without it? So the answer to this question lies in the architecture of the Salesforce. Yes, Salesforce has a multi-tenant architecture. Now think of this in such a way that you are living in a multi-storied apartment and you own one flat in that building. Now there are certain resources which are shared across all the residents. Say for example a water tank. There is a very large water tank that caters to the need of all the residents, and that tank is really very big, to serve all the residents in one go. But what if one resident overuses it? What if one resident left one tap open and dried it out? The other residents would have to suffer, right? Because the water tank is shared across all the residents. Now, what if we put a cap or a limit on the amount of water one can use by each resident? If you put that limit, we can save that problem for other residents, right? Salesforce work on a very similar architecture. Salesforce work on a multi-tenant architecture, which means Salesforce has very big servers which serve to the needs or the requests from various organizations in one go. Now these servers are really big enough to serve all of these residents or tenants or organizations simultaneously, but we cannot allow one organization to overuse its shared resources. The resources in computing terms are computing powers, storage, etc. So to avoid that overuse, Salesforce has put limits on almost everything, and these are called governor limits. I hope I explained governor limits in very simple terms. If you like my content, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.